Thank you for joining Stretch and Flow with Rashi. We hope you enjoy this class. Don't forget to subscribe.
So we'll start seated in whatever posture you want to sit, whether it's over a bolster or just on your mat, on your knees, cross-legged, whatever's comfortable for you. And before we shut the eyes down or take that little half gaze at the mat, I saw, those of you in Friday's class, I mentioned a little picture that I saw, but this is a different picture that I saw, and you might have seen it. It's of a horse that's got a noose around its neck, and it's tied not to a post, but it's just to a freestanding chair. And so the philosophy behind that was that the horse wasn't moving because it thought it was tied to something that was holding him back. And so the little caption on the cartoon or picture, as it were, was, what's holding you back? And it's often our mindset that holds us back. And it doesn't have to be like a massive thing. It doesn't have to be a new job or a new venture that you're going for. Sometimes it can be just our little habits that aren't nourishing for us, that holds us back from experiencing life fully. So let's shut the eyes down now, or take a little gaze in front of you, that half gaze where you're looking but not really seeing, or completely shut down the sense of vision. Come into your breath. So when I say come into your breath, just notice the inhale and exhale and the subtle changes that and the exhale bring with it. And then let's come into contemplation. Of what's holding you back in your life, in whatever situation resonates with you. It can be something very subtle that plays out in your life, or something quite major, a decision perhaps you have to make. Holding you back from that. Often it's fear of the unknown. Often we stay unhappy in situations due to those fears. And once we let go of what's holding us back, it's almost like we're propelled forward into the chapter of our life that we are supposed to be in. Let's take 3 breaths together, inhaling in through the nose, letting the breath out either through the mouth or through the nostrils, you decide. And take 2 more of that, and as you do so, make the collarbones a little wider, sitting up nice and tall. Ground with those sit bones, almost like you're pressing them into the mat, like they've got a little hook anchoring you into the ground, but then gently lift up through the crown of the head. Let the breath come in and let the breath leave. With the eyes shut or taking that little half gaze, just make some organic movements. So you might just want to rock from side to side with the body. You might want to tip the head from side to side, rock backwards. Just all I'm asking you to do is simply be curious to how the body's feeling, so you can adjust your practice to exactly what it needs. Maybe take 2 more breaths, just exploring your body, and then come back to a neutral posture. On the breath in, open the eyes. On the breath out, just keep your gaze at one spot as the eyes settle on one thing. On the inhale, float the arms out to the side and then reach up. If you want to turn the gaze up, you can, or just keep it settled at that one spot. On the exhale, bring the hands to your heart space. On the inhale, the arms reach up. And then on the exhale, peel the arms open and open the heart as the shoulders open. Inhale, you're reaching the arms up. Exhale to your heart space. Firm pressure in the palms as you bring it down to your heart space. Inhale, the arms reach up, the spine grows tall, and then as you exhale, peeling the shoulders back, the gaze goes up. Let's do one more round. Breathing in to reach up. Breathing out, hands to your heart space. Inhale to reach up again. And as you exhale, opening everything up, the gaze can follow. Breathing in, reach the arms up. As you breathe out, let's drop the left hand down on the mat. The right arm reaches up again. As you exhale, bend that left elbow as you bring the right arm over to the left. 2 more like that. Inhale, really stretch up with that right side. Exhale to take the stretch. 1 more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. Breathe that right arm up, take a breath in, slide the left hand behind you. As you exhale, place the right hand on the left knee, lengthen first, and then take that twist over that left shoulder. So imagine that right palm just pulling the left knee towards you, perhaps deepening the twist, keeping the jaw soft, inhaling to lengthen, and exhale, perhaps to twist a little more. Let's bring everything back to center. Both arms float up this time. You can add a gentle back bend. And as you exhale, the right hand lands down, the left arm reaches up. As you exhale, over to the right, bending that right elbow to get a bit deeper. And 2 more like that. Breathing in to reach up. Breathing out to take the stretch. Inhale to reach up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, the left arm reaches up. Slide the right hand behind to support you. Place the left palm on the right knee. Inhale, you pull the knee towards you as you lengthen. And as you exhale, over the right shoulder. We're breathing in, lengthening again, stimulating that digestive system. As you breathe out, you twist a little more. Everything comes all the way back round to center. Uncross the legs and just make your way mindfully onto all fours position. Really feeling each movement, feeling each breath as the knees and the palms land. Sometimes the thing that holds you back, it's simply all in our mind. It's our thinking. Drop the gaze down. Just give the head a little shake, yes and no. See if the shoulders are feeling tense and then micro-bend the elbows. Dig the toes in so you're getting that stretch in the arches and just rock backwards and forwards first. Hips to heels and then bringing the body over to the palms, feeling that stretch in the wrist as you do so. Maybe a couple more like that. Let's do 1 more, just rocking back and then rocking forward. And then bringing the spine back to all fours, adjusting the knees and palms if you need to. Take a lean from side to side so you'll feel a different stretch. If you want to make that a little bit deeper, as you lean to the left, lift the right knee up. And then as you lean to the right, the left knee lifts up. Just exploring how the body's feeling. Maybe do a couple more on each side. Perhaps everything that you desire, that you truly want, maybe is on the other side of any fear that's stopping you. Come back to a neutral spine. Keep the toes dug into the mat so you're feeling that stretch in the arches. Let's take some cat-cow curls. So push the waist back and gaze up on the breath in. And as you breathe out, rounding and arching. Let's do a couple more. Inhaling in, try not to tense the shoulders up. And letting the breath go. Beautiful. 1 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's come back to a neutral spine. The right leg extends behind you. You can stay on the ball of the left foot or flatten the foot if that's better for you. Bend that right knee and then stack it over the left hip. Try and keep equal weight in the palms. We're just peeling the hips open. Rotate the ankle, right ankle one way and then the other way. Peel the hip open a little bit more. On the inhale, the right leg extends back behind you. As you exhale, land it over to the left on the toes and then slide it back. So you're still on the toes of that right foot. You can drop down onto your forearms if you have the range, or use a bolster or a block or a cushion. And then you'll feel a stretch from the left glute and hip all the way down as you push out through the ball of that right foot. To go deeper, you just push a little harder. Soften the gaze down onto the mat. Feel that stretch. One more breath here. Press into the palms, engage the core. Bring that right leg back behind you first. Decide if you want to stay here, just extending that right foot, or engage the core and bring the left arm forward. Gaze is low, there's no straining in the neck. Feel the spine lengthen as you pull the left arm forward and push the right leg back. Hold it for one more breath. And then dropping everything down onto the mat. Creep the fingertips to the edges of the mat and come into puppy pose. Push the chest down and the hips up. Make it a little bit more active by staying on the finger mounds and creeping them forward. Feel the stretch in the spine. You can change the stretch by turning the eye gaze to the front of the mat and you'll feel a stretch in the upper body. Or just keep the eye gaze down and really push that chest down as the hips push up towards the ceiling. Notice the breath in. Let the breath go. Let's gently walk the fingertips back, coming back onto all fours. Take another cat-cow curl here. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Back to a neutral spine. Soften through the shoulders. Focus your eye gaze as the left leg extends behind you. Get steady first. Engage the core. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, bending that left knee. This time stacking it over the right hip. Again, equal weight in the palms. We're not tipping the whole body over. Microbend the elbows if the shoulders are tensing and rotate that right ankle one way and then the other way. One more breath. Left leg extends back behind you. Take a breath in and this time we're crossing the foot over to the right. Remember to keep on the toes, so don't flatten the foot off. Slide it back until you feel the stretch. Drop down onto your forearms if that's nourishing for you. And then you're in charge of how deep you want to take it. Push a little harder through the ball of the foot if you want to go deeper. Slow down the breath a little. Hold it for another breath in. Let the breath go. Press into the palms. When you're ready, that left leg extends up. We're engaging the core, pushing out through the sole of the left foot, either staying there or bringing that right arm forward, keeping the gaze low. And this time the right fingertips pull forward and you push out through the sole of the left foot as you push the mat away with the left palm. Keep that breath flowing. Don't tighten the jaw. One more breath. And then let's drop everything back down onto the ground. This time bring the knees wide, the two big toes together and drop into child's pose. Hips to heels, arms in front. Either keep the arms and palms on the mat, or if you want to make a more active child's pose, you can come onto the finger mounds as you push hips to heels and drop the body low. Good. Keep the breath in. The best way to move forward is simply to let go of all the habits, the situations, and perhaps even all the people that are holding you back. One more breath. Place the palms on the mat, press into them as you lift the hips up, scooting the knees back to hip width distance. Let's take one cat-cow curl here, inhaling in And exhaling out. Coming back to a neutral spine, we're extending that right leg behind you again. Take a breath in as you breathe out, landing it all the way through. Getting stable first, hugging the inner thighs together to bring that stability. Once you feel stable, let's breathe the arms all the way up and place opposite palms over opposite elbows. Focus your eye gaze. On the breath in, we're peeling the arms over the head, so opening the chest. And on the breath out, lunging forward as you bring the arms in front and drop the gaze. Inhale, you're flowing up again, perhaps bringing them a little bit further back for a deeper opening of the heart. And as you breathe out, lunging, dropping the arms in front as the gaze drops. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in, keep focused, keep pressing into the mat with the front foot to keep you stable. 1 more in your breath, inhaling in and letting the breath go. Inhale, the arms reach up. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, keep opposite palms to opposite elbows, but bring them over to the right as you lunge with that right knee. Feel the stretch in the side. We're doing 2 more like that. Breathing in, you're lifting up, and breathing out, taking the stretch. Keep the feet grounded. 1 more. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Inhale, the arms reach up, release the palms from the elbows. As you exhale, let's take an open twist. So left hand in front, right hand behind. Take a breath in, lengthen. Either keep the gaze neutral. If you want to deepen the twist, turn and gaze over the right shoulder. Grounded in the feet, holding it for 3, 2, 1. Bring the palms back in front of you. Make a prayer. Reach all the way up. Perhaps a gentle back bend here. And as you exhale, come down and frame that front foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Lift the leg up. Let's get stable. Angle the foot for stability. And then let's come into warrior 2. Good. Lunge with the right knee. Soft shoulders, but you're reaching forward with the right fingertips and reaching back with the left fingertips. Flip the front palm, let's reverse, reaching up and over on the breath in. And as you breathe out, warrior 2. Inhale to reach up and over. Exhale, warrior 2. 1 more, breathing in and letting the breath go. Let's drop that forearm on the front thigh as you sweep the back arm all the way up and over for a side angle lunge. Either keeping that forearm on the front thigh. If you're wanting core, you can release the arm, bring it in line. If you want a deeper stretch, lunge with that right knee and slide that bottom hand towards the mat. If it lands on the mat, that's great. Or you can use a prop to place the hand on as you reach that top arm all the way over. Don't compromise your breath. Keep the eye gaze at an angle so there's no straining in the neck. Taking 1 more breath here. Push down first and use that energy to come all the way back to warrior 2. Let's reverse 1 more time, reaching up and over on the breath in. As you breathe out, let's windmill the hands all the way down to frame that front foot. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Take a big breath in, and as you breathe out, step forward. Let the body just hang in ragdoll. The knees can have as much bend as you need to. And let the crown of the head come towards the mat. Keep the breath flowing. Sometimes we simply need to get out of our own way. What's holding you back from perhaps taking that little risk or chance on owning your own life? On the inhale, widen the collarbones, come into a halfway lift. On the exhale, fold forward, bend the knees as much as you need to. On the breath in, let's sweep the arms all the way up, reaching up. Let's greet our Monday. On the breath out, bring the hands to your heart space as you empty the breath completely. Inhale, the arms either reach up or take a gentle back bend. And as you exhale, let's sweep down to the mat, emptying the breath. A halfway lift, a nice flat back. A forward fold as you empty the breath. Inhale, rising up again. Take a big breath in. This time, interlace the fingertips at the top. Take another inhale and sweep the arms over to one side, bending the elbows over the crown of the head, holding it here, feeling it in the side body for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, push yourself up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, over to the other side, and we'll hold the stretch, holding it for 3, 2, 1. Inhale to push yourself up. As you exhale, make a prayer and come into seated chair. The feet can either be hip width distance or you can bring them closer together. If you want to squeeze the knees and the thighs together, you decide. Good. Hold it here. Drop the tailbone down a little lower if that's nourishing for you. On the breath in, reaching all the way up, straighten. On the breath out, sink down first and then take a twist to the right. Either keeping a little upright or you can lean forward, hook left elbow over right thigh and gaze over that right shoulder. Just take a quick glance at the knees to make sure that they're in line, one's not popping out. Notice your breath. Go a little slower and deeper. On the inhale, we're pushing everything back to center, reaching all the way up and over. And then taking the twist on the other side. So sinking down first, either staying upright, twisting to the left, or hooking right elbow over left knee and gazing over that left shoulder. Making sure the breath is flowing. One more breath. Everything comes back round to center. The arms reach all the way up and over. As you exhale, take a swan dive down to the mat. Empty the breath. A halfway lift. And as you exhale, placing the hands down, bringing the knees wide again, and just take a pause in child's pose. Drop hips to heels. Rest your head either on a mat or cushion or any other prop. Widen through the collarbone. Bring the arms in front of you, or if there's any tension in the shoulders, bring them down towards your heels. Slow down the breath a little. Sometimes getting our lives together requires a level of honesty that some people aren't ready for. And sometimes that's what holds us back. Being honest with ourselves. There's nothing like the realization that perhaps it's us and not everyone else that's been holding us back all along. Take a breath in, let the breath go. Press into the mat with the palms as you lift the body up, coming back onto all fours, scooting the knees back to hip width distance. Just take a gentle rotation of the hips one way. Moving to the back of the mat, to the sides, to the front, and then to the other side. Maybe take a couple one way when you're ready, flipping the circle and taking a couple in the opposite direction. Just taking your time. And then once you've finished the circle that you're on, coming back to a neutral spine again. Let's take one cat-cow curl, pushing the waist back as the gaze goes up. And as you exhale, rounding and arching. Back to a neutral spine. Let's extend the left leg behind you. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, we're landing it through, giving it a helping hand if you need. Getting stable first in that base before we breathe the arms all the way up. Once they reach above the head, we're interlacing Opposite palms to opposite elbows again. Get nice and stable, focus the eye gaze. On the breath in, peeling the arms over the head as you open the heart. And on the breath out, lunging with the left knee as you bring the arms in front and drop the gaze. Let's keep flowing. Inhale to reach up and over. Exhale to lunge. Do 2 more. Use your strength in your legs, reaching up and over, opening the heart. Exhale to drop down. 1 more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. Keep your mind in your practice as the arms reach up. And this time as you lunge with the left knee, the arms float over to the left, getting into the side body. 2 more like that. Breathing in to push yourself up. Breathing out to take the stretch. 1 more. Inhaling in and letting the breath go. Inhale, the arms reach up, release them from the stretch. And this time a twist to the left. So the right arm comes in front, the left arm behind. Take a breath in, length. And if you want to turn and gaze over the left shoulder, go ahead, but ground with your feet. Or just keep the gaze neutral and feel the twist at the waist. Take a breath in, let the breath go. Bring the hands back round to center, reach them up, take a breath in. As you breathe out, come down and frame that front foot. Coming onto the ball of the back foot, lifting the leg up, angling it for that stability. And once you're stable, we warrior 2 on the other side. Soften through the shoulders, adjust the feet, flip the front palm, and let's reverse. Reaching up and over on the breath in and on the breath out, keeping that back leg stable, lunging with the left knee. Inhale, reaching up and over. Exhale, warrior 2. 2 more in your own breath. Breathing in and letting the breath go. 1 more. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Let the shoulders land back home and then drop that front forearm on the front thigh as you sweep the back arm all the way up and over. Grounding with the feet, not dumping the weight into that front thigh. If you want to go and engage the core, release that bottom hand. Or if you're wanting to slide that left hand towards the mat and bring that top arm a little bit over, go ahead. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Pushing down first and then using that energy to come back to warrior 2. Flipping the front palm as we reverse for 1 more time, reaching up and over. And as you exhale, windmilling down, framing the front foot, pivoting on the ball of the back foot. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, let's step forward, hanging in ragdoll again. Drop the gaze. Perhaps a gentle sway from side to side. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. That's a really powerful statement. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Take a breath in, let the breath go. Make sure the feet are roughly hip width distance. Place the left palm in the center, so you're making a triangle with your feet. Push the left knee forward, almost like you're pushing it towards the left elbow. Push the right hip back and extend the right arm all the way up. The gaze can be down at the mat, or you can take a neck stretch and gaze at the top thumb. So the more you push that right hip back and the left knee forward, the more you feel that stretch all the way down from the right glute to the right foot. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, swap over. The right hand comes down, the right knee pushes forward as the left hip pushes back. The left arm can extend up and you'll feel the stretch down the left leg. Pushing the right knee forward, perhaps to go a bit deeper. 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, both hands come down. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, a forward fold. Inhale, let's sweep the arms all the way up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, bring the hands to your heart space. Soften the eye gaze. Just pigeon toe the feet out so they're a little bit wider. If you want to come side onto your mat, go ahead. Flat fan the toes out so the heels are kind of pointing into each other and there's a little micro bend in the knees. On the breath in, push the palms up. And on the breath out, come into your squat, but make cactus arms. So bending the elbows and then peeling the heart open as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Yeah, beautiful. Inhale, use your leg strength, push yourself all the way up. And as you exhale, sinking down, opening everything up. 2 more. Inhale to rise up, grow nice and tall. As you exhale, sinking down. 1 more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. Inhale, push yourself up, reach up nice and tall. Come into your little squat, but place the hands on each thigh. Keep integrity in the spine to start with. So length through the crown of the head, but dropping that tailbone down low. Beautiful, ladies. Just take a gentle rock from side to side. If you want to get more into the legs, you can make the feet a little wider. And as you straighten one leg, you lunge with the other knee. And you'll feel the stretch a little bit deeper. So either some gentle rocks or make them a little bit more exaggerated to get a deeper stretch. Even yourself up by doing 1 or 2 on each side and then drop down again. Soften through the shoulders, widen through the collarbones. Take a breath in, lengthen through the crown of the head. As you breathe out, drop the left shoulder forward and you twist and gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, use your leg strength, push yourself up. Exhale over to the other side. Let's do 1 more on each side. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling, taking the stretch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, the other side. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, perhaps drop down a little bit more. Your legs are probably feeling it. And then on the breath in, sweep everything all the way up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, hands to your heart space, keeping the legs straight. Inhale, the arms reach up and over. And as you exhale, greet your mat, take a swan dive. A halfway lift, a nice flat back. And as you exhale, folding forward, keeping the legs wide, you might want to widen them a little bit more. Drop the crown of the head down towards the mat. You can bend the elbows. Slow down your breath a little. Come into stillness. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, let's make that lunge a little bit more exaggerated. So lunging with the right knee as you keep the left leg straight. Feel the stretch in that inner left leg. Inhale, come back through to center. As you exhale, lunging with the left knee as the right leg remains straight. 1 more on each side. Inhale to center. Exhale to lunge. Inhale to center. Keep the crown of the head towards the mat. Exhale to lunge. Inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, a halfway lift. You might want to come onto your finger mount. As you exhale, fold forward again. Get my words out. And then on the breath in, ground with the feet. This time, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, bring the hands to your heart space and just pigeon toe the feet so you're at the top of the mat again, roughly hip width distance. Grounding with the feet, just gently rocking backwards and forwards. finding that point of center. One more breath. And then place the feet firmly on the mat. Sweep the arms up in prayer, all the way up and over. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, take a swan dive down to your mat. Empty the breath. A halfway lift, a nice flat back. And as you empty the breath, place the hands on the mat. Drop down onto your knees again. Take 2 cat-cow curls in your own breath. Pushing the waist back as the gaze goes up on the breath in. And as you breathe out, rounding and arching the back. Do one more in your own breath, slowing it right down. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Back to a neutral spine. Place the hands firmly on the mat. On the breath in, extend the right leg behind you. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, tap the outer edge of the right elbow, but keep the knee nice and high. Use your core. Inhale, the leg shoots back, equal weight in the palms. Exhale, giving that right elbow a little tap again. One more. Inhale, the leg shoots back. Exhale, give it a little tap. Use your core, shoot the leg back on the inhale. And as you exhale, sweep that right foot to the outer edge of the right palm. You can move the left knee back a little if you want more hips. Keep the palms on the ground. Take some gentle rocks backwards and forwards. As you rock back, you might want to lift the toes up of that right foot and come onto the heel, straightening the right leg as much as you feel the stretch. Doesn't have to be completely straight. And then drop the foot down, press into the left hand, breathe the right arm up for a gentle twist. Gaze can be at the top thumb or just keep the gaze neutral. One more breath, reach up a little taller. As you exhale, land that right hand down and come into your lizard or runner's lunge. You might want to stay on your palms. You might want to drop onto your forearms. You might have a prop handy to lean on, a block or a bolster or a cushion. And then either remain still if stillness is what you need, or just making some organic movements to open up this hip. So the right knee might rock from side to side. You might want to come onto the side of that right foot. You might even want to use your right palm to push that right knee or thigh away as you lean the body in the opposite direction. And just explore how this side of the body feels. Notice the breath. Often when we hear fear knocking on the door, most of the time when we answer it, there's no one or nothing there except perhaps ourselves holding us back. Decide that you want it, whatever that it is, more than you're afraid of it. Take a breath in. Let the breath go. And know that you can't reach for anything new, whether it's new behaviors, new habits, new thoughts. If our hands are still full of yesterday's junk. If you're on your forearms, come back onto your palm. Press into the palms. You can either walk the hands over to the left, which is a nice easy transition, and just slide that right knee back and then walk the hands back onto all fours, or whichever transition's good. We'll all meet on all fours. Dig the toes in, walk the finger mounds back towards the knees. Let's float the arms all the way up as you reach up nice and tall. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, bending the elbows, pushing the palms out to the side, either keeping everything neutral or taking a little lean back to engage the leg muscles. On the breath in, we sweep the arms up, the spine lengthens. On the breath out, bending the elbows, pushing the palms away at shoulder height and leaning back if you want that extra little stretch. One more. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, sinking back, pushing out to the side. Inhale, you're reaching up again. As you exhale, take a swan dive down to your mat. Let the hands land, come back onto all fours. Adjust as you need to. Press into the palms. This time the left leg extends behind you at hip height. Engage the core as on the exhale, you bring the left knee to the outer edge of the left elbow, keeping that knee high as best as you can. Breathing in, the leg shoots back. Breathing out, giving it a little tap. One more. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, the leg shoots back. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, you swing it to the outer edge of the left palm. The right knee scoots back a little, and then those gentle rocks backwards and forwards, coming onto the heel if that feels nourishing. Deciding if this side feels a little less or more tender. Sometimes what's holding us back is simply the belief that something is holding us back, nothing more or nothing less. Once you feel settled about how this side feels, place that left foot on the ground and come into your runner's lunge. So you can either come onto your forearms, stay on your palms, bring the left hand to push the left knee away. Come onto the side of the left foot. Stillness or movement, you decide what's nourishing for you. And then let your breath almost be a harmony to any movement or stillness that you've taken. Soften the facial features. Sometimes what we're afraid to do is a clear indication of the next thing that we probably need to do. There's a beautiful analogy which says you can't keep your foot, those of you that drive manuals, you can't keep your foot on the clutch and the accelerator and expect to get anywhere. We have to let go of one. Take a breath in, let the breath go. If you're on your forearms, coming back onto your palms, keep the right hand on the ground and inhale, the left arm reaches all the way up for a twist. Imagine the shoulders stacking on top of each other as you reach up nice and tall with that left hand. One more breath. As you exhale, the hand comes all the way back. You can walk the hands over to the right as you scoot that left knee back. Bring the hands in front, coming back onto all fours. Let's take a cat-cow here. Inhaling in, pushing the waist back as the gaze goes up. And as you exhale, rounding and arching. Back to a neutral spine. Swing the ankles out to the side. Come to the top of your mat. Drop down onto your forearms or your elbows. And just on the inhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. On the exhale, if you're wanting more core, you can push both feet out. If you're wanting less core, one at a time. Inhale, one or both knees come back, and then alternate the feet if you're taking one leg at a time. On the exhale, pushing away, keeping the core engaged, tucking the chin into the chest. Keep working like that with both or one foot. And then we'll probably take 4, so even yourselves up if you're taking 2 on each side or 4 doubles. Don't have to move fast. Sometimes the slower the better. More engagement of the core as you move slowly. Once you've done your 4 in whatever style that looks like, both knees come back into the chest and you just drop yourself down onto your mat and then bring the knees towards you, squeezing them into your chest. Maybe guiding them in some big or small circles one way and then the other way. When you're ready, dropping the left foot down, extend the right leg up towards the ceiling and clasp the finger mounds behind that right thigh. Push out through the sole of that right foot. Feel the stretch down the whole leg. If you want to go a little deeper, slide the palms up towards the ankle as you flare the elbows out. If you want a little core, On the breath in, option to bring the head up to meet the knees, you're pulling it towards you. And on the breath out, you lower down. If you're taking that core option, take another 2 more. So inhale, the head comes up. Exhale to drop down. 1 more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. Gently guide the right ankle over the left knee. Use your right palm just to push the right knee or thigh away. Make sure you're shining out through the sole of that right foot. Feel the stretch there. And then bring the arms out to the side, palms facing down. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just cross the right right knee over the left knee, and then let the knees fall over to the left, perhaps as you gaze over to the right. A little twist in the spine. Slow down your breath here in your twist. Inhaling and exhaling, keeping the shoulders on the mat. 1 more breath. And then use your core to bring everything all the way back up, uncrossing the knees as you bring them back into your chest, wrapping the elbows around and under, really taking any pressure off that lower back as you rock from side to side. Drop both feet down onto the mat so that the arms are down by your sides. On the breath in, sweep the arms behind you, reach back. On the breath out, place the hands down by your sides as you push into the feet and the palms and lift yourself up for bridge pose. Holding it here, take a breath in, let the breath go. On the inhale, push up a little higher. On the exhale, come down with control, letting the spine land, letting the hip flexors land. And then this time we're keeping the right knee bent. The left leg extends all the way up, holding on to the back of the thigh, feeling that initial stretch first as you push out through the sole of that left foot, and then sliding the hands up towards the ankle, flaring the elbows out if you want to go a little deeper. If you're wanting that extra core option on the inhale, pull the leg towards you as you bring nose to knee. On the exhale, you drop back down. Inhale to come up. Exhale to drop down. 1 more. Breathing in and letting the breath go. The left ankle slides over that right knee, and use your left palm just to push the knee away or the thigh. And this time, make sure you're shining out through the sole of the left foot so the toes are curling back, the shoulders are relaxed, the spine's on the mat. Take 1 more breath here. And then we're gently crossing left knee over right, letting the knees fall to the right. The arms come out to the sides, palms facing down, and the gaze can be to the left as you take the twist on the other side. Soften the facial features. Soften the jaw. 1 more breath here. Using your core to bring the knees back up, uncrossing the legs, place the feet hip width distance. Let's take another bridge pose. So sweep the arms behind you, feel the stretch of the upper body. As you exhale, place the hands down by your side and use them and the feet to push yourself up. Engage the glutes. If you want to roll the shoulder blades under and interlace the palms at the base of the spine to open the heart a little more, go ahead. Let's take 2 breaths here. So inhaling in, perhaps pushing yourself up a little higher. Let the breath go. Another breath in, keeping the glutes engaged. Another breath out. Take 1 more inhale, and then as you exhale, you can roll the shoulder blades under and then lower down with integrity, all the way down onto the mat. Once the hips have landed, the glutes have softened, the shoulders and spine are on the mat, place the feet on the edges of the mat and let the knees fall into touch. Bring the arms overhead, so micro bending the elbow. Just allow the body to settle for a couple of breaths. You can either stay here. This pose is just a beautiful constructive rest pose. If you want to use this pose for a gentle twist, you're taking a breath in. As you breathe out, you're just dropping the knees over to one side, feeling that twist in the waist, and perhaps holding it for a breath in, taking a pause, letting the breath go, bringing the knees back up, letting them fall in as the feet are out to the side. And then as you exhale, just taking it over to the other side, feeling the twist there. An inhale in and an exhale out. When you're ready, bring the knees all the way back up. Let's extend the legs down onto the mat, finishing off with a full body stretch, reaching back with the fingertips, pointing with the toes, a deep inhale in through the nose as you tense the body in the stretch. And as you let out the breath, softening the body. Perhaps one more, inhaling in to stretch. And as you exhale, coming into that final resting pose when you're ready, making yourself comfortable for rest. If the mind drifts and wanders, perhaps be curious, perhaps on your contemplation of what's holding you back, or simply guide it back with your breath. And I'll guide you back in when it's time to come back in. But for now, just enjoy the rest.
If I should stay, oh, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know, oh, that I'll thank you every step of the way. Oh, and I will always love you, yeah, yeah. We'll always love you, yeah, yeah. And bittersweet memories, oh, that is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry, 'cause we both know I'm not what you need. Oh, and I will always love you, yeah, yeah. We'll always love you, oh, yeah. We'll always love you, oh, my darling, you, yeah. Oh, my darling, you. And I hope life treats you kind. Oh, and I hope you have all you dreamed of. And I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. Oh, and I will always love you, yeah, yeah.
And the body just stay in its resting state for a little bit longer. Coming back to the contemplation of perhaps what's holding you back. Could be excuses, stories, negative habits, beliefs, behaviours, attitudes, or perhaps even all of the above. Just take a moment just to contemplate any fears, any stories, any beliefs or habits, behaviours or attitudes that perhaps are stopping you from moving you into the next chapter of your life. Even though you may want to move forward in your life, you may have one foot on the brake. In order to be free, we must learn how to let go, to release the hurt, release the fear, refuse to entertain your old pain. The energy it takes to hang on to the past is holding you back from a new life. What is it you would let go of today? Take a breath in, let the breath go. If you're feeling you want to finish your practice seated, then I invite you to roll over to one side, just taking a little pause there before you come up to a seated posture whenever you're ready. And as you're moving into your posture or staying where you are, don't think that you have to wait until you're ready or you think that you're ready. Maybe question, is anyone ever 100% ready to do anything? There's almost no such thing as ready. There is only now, and now is a good time as any. Whether you're seated or lying down, let's bring our hands into prayer, either against our heart or placing one hand on top and the other one underneath. Let's take a deep inhale in through the nose, a big letting go sigh out the mouth. As we seal our practice, step out of the history that's holding you back. Step into the new story that you're willing to create. All the things that you've wanted to do, you should do that. And whenever you're in a situation where you're not sure and you feel that something, someone, or a situation is holding you back, then my encouragement is to simply question that. New beginnings require you to let go of old belongings. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us for Stretch and Flow with Rashi. We hope you've enjoyed the class. Please subscribe and make sure if you have any questions, please send an email, get in touch some way. Once again, thank you and have a great day.